Content warning. This episode contains graphic and disturbing stories shared by a corrections officer, including incidents of self-harm, bodily fluids, and other extreme behavior that were witnessed inside of a correctional facility. While the conversation blends seriousness with humor, listener discretion and viewer discretion is strongly advised.
It was pretty fun, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Welcome to this episode of Lounge Chair Legends with Eric James, which I'm Eric James. Today I'm sitting down with one of my best friends. His name is Douglas the Duggernaut, otherwise known as Doug!
Okay. Or Baby Huey.
Or Baby Huey, yeah. How long we've been friends now?
Like 12 years.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. I think it's like 11 and a half or something like that. I was looking through our Facebook to see like just our Facebook memories of whenever our how the last posts are, because I shared the 10-year one a while ago, so it made me think about it. So before you came, I looked, and the last one I saw was like 11 years ago. So, and it was, I don't know, I think it was January 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's I think it was one of the first times that you came here, so I probably knew you for a month or two before that.
Yeah, because I was probably like 21, 22.
You're working at the gas station. I know that.
Yeah.
You know, you worked third shift at the gas station too. It's a wild time.
Well, I started in DeLand at 7-Eleven working third shift overnights, and then when I transferred over here, I started working the day shift. Well, like 2 to 10.
That's it, because you work nights there. Like, not overnight. You work third shift.
Yeah, 2 to 10.
Yeah, because Nubby worked third shift there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't remember when he cut his finger off. You know, because he went from being James to Nubby so fast. So and he did it by fucking around with a lawnmower.
Well, he had his hand on the
while trying to fix something underneath.
And then he let go.
That's like the first thing you don't do with a lawnmower. And I love James. He's such a nice dude, but man, what are you doing? So he went from being James to Nubby. So, and it's weird too, because it wasn't like no, it's not gonna stick with him. It's gone.
No, I'm talking about the name.
Oh yeah. So that finger ain't sticking. It's gone. But it's weird because it's not like a flat nub. Like
no, it's like a.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like they peeled off what they could keep and kept this like odd shaped nub.
It's definitely a bulbous at the tip.
Well, when Terrell and I were in the Project A band together, the guy that sang, because like I rapped, John sang, and our buddy Lonnie did poetry. Yeah. We would mix it all together. Right. Hence the name Project, because we're just throwing shit together, you know. And Strokes was missing part of his finger, but it was like a perfect, cut off. Whereas Nubby's was like it's like almost like a little like crocodile finger sticking out. Like I don't know if it started growing back or not, but
I don't know.
When's the last time you talked to him or saw him?
It's been a long time.
It's been a few years for me. He came and helped me out because he's a locksmith. Yeah, and I locked my keys out, and Kim got him to come help me out. Oh, okay. Just because he was off Facebook at the time. I didn't have any way to get on his number, and Kim's like, "Oh, I got you."
Oh yeah,
so she hit Nubby up, and he showed up. He's like, "Hey man," I was like, "Oh dude, it's so good to see you," because I didn't even know who was coming. She just said she was sending a locksmith. She didn't tell me she sent a Nubby. So when he showed up, it was really cool to see him.
Last time I knew, he was working. I can't remember where he was working at. It was like a car dealership or something.
Yeah,
that's probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, because he came. Well, he did come play Pokemon with us one night too, I think. While walking through downtown Sanford, he came out and met up with us playing Pokemon. Yeah. That was after. So I saw him after he helped me get in the car. Yeah. Because I didn't know he was a locksmith then. When he showed up, I knew he was a locksmith because he was in his locksmith shit when we were playing Pokemon. Yeah. But it's around that same. It's probably been 4 years or so. Give or take. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Every time Kim hits me up on Snapchat, whatever, I'd be like, talk about James for a second and everything, and that's about it.
And when I told her you were coming over here, and this was last weekend, I told her you were coming over, she's like, "You tell that motherfucker he's got to call me because I don't fucking see him no more." I was like, "I'll tell him." I was like, "I don't think I'm going to tell him like that, though."
She tells me all the time. She's like, "You never come around no more." And I was like, "Yeah, big boy job now." Well, and I live further away.
And poor Kim, she went from having full-time, job and with the kids to... She's got all the health shit going on. Yeah. She's been working from home, so she's surrounded in it. And I love Kim, dude. She's cool, but She's one of my favorite people, and it's funny because like when I met Kim fucking hated me. She hated me just because of like the shit what was going on with Nubby and whatnot. It just like rolled downhill on me. I'm like, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
but I got it. You know what I mean? It made sense. And now she's one of my favorite people. You know, like dude, going fishing with her because she used to come out fishing with us at night, and it would be like me and her and Sam and Brian Kittler.
Yeah,
and she would. Because, you know, Kim, she don't give a fuck. She'll just tell you what she's thinking about. And Brian can't stop talking. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to watch her and him hang out together and fish. Because she'll just, she'll be like, Brian, you got to shut the fuck up. Be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's up front.
Yeah.
She's up front for sure.
Yeah, she's good people, man. Speaking of good people, when did you meet your lady, man? How long has that been now? It's been a while.
6 years.
See, now, if I was going to guess, I'd have said 5. Yeah, because I know it's been a while. Well, hell, because you used to bring Tanner when we played poker at Danny's. Mm-hmm. That was pre-COVID. You know, that's weird because like
we started talking like late 18 and got together at 19.
No,
this is May 1st will be 6.
Wasn't she your boss for a while?
No.
Or not? Wasn't not your boss? But okay, wasn't she? My bad. Wasn't she higher rank than you? She wasn't your boss.
She promoted before I did. Yeah, she's got like 2 years on me, I think.
Is that why you? Wasn't there something wrong? Like, isn't that why you had to take a promotion? Didn't you not want to take one? Or am I retarded?
I didn't want to do it because it's a lot at the time. Like, you know, shit rolls downhill. So, but I was in a comfy spot. Like, I had a good spot. I had good days off. Like, she promoted, even though she was already a bottom of the totem pole officer, I was a middle totem pole officer because I had like 2 years on her. And whatever, and so she promoted and she went back down to the bottom. So when we went from 12s to 8s, she got thrown on first shift, which was midnight to 8s. And I stayed on day shift with Sundays, Mondays off, Tuesdays to Saturdays, 8 to 4.
Yeah.
And she's over here with Monday, Tuesdays off, or I think that's what she first started with, and 12 to 8.
12 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
No, 12
p.m. to 8 a.m.?
12 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Oh, my bad. Okay, first of all, just so everybody knows, he's a prison guard. I don't want to say where you work, but you work in the prison.
Correct.
When I did time, prison guards worked 12-hour shifts.
We did, yes.
So
when I first started, it was 12.
So my
12.
brain was just, I don't know why. I was just, I did not do the math. Of 12 to 8.
So when I started, 8 years, man.
It's been a while, man.
8 years already. So 2017 started 6 to 6, 6A to 6B, and then right about a little after COVID, we went to 8.5s. So 8 to 4:30, 4:30 to midnight to 8 a.m.
When you were working the 12s, you're only working 4 days, right?
Yeah. Well, it would be, 2 on, 2 off, then 3 on, 3 off, like that.
Okay.
Because I had every other weekend off.
Yeah, well, I remember that.
Yeah. I don't have that no more.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, now you got nothing off. You're also a new dad.
Yeah.
Which honestly, of all of my friends, when I've seen become a new dad, the two happiest are you and Brandon. You know what I mean? Like you've always liked kids anyway, because like
they gravitate toward me.
Oh yeah.
Like when
Kim's kids are a good example.
Oh yeah, for real. When I moved out of my dad's and moved to Kim's with Nubby and all them, her kids automatically were just like Jungle Jim. And I'm not lying, man.
Well, you're a stout man. You're climbable.
They were on me like white on rice, man. They every day, from as soon as they got up, went to school, came back, it was playtime all the time. Especially with Jake being so little and everything.
That's a weird sentence to hear because my brain instantly imagines giant Jake, not her son Jake.
No.
Like with Jake being so little, it's like I don't think that boy was ever little. Kid was born a full size fucking watermelon. What do you mean? But I didn't associate Kim's kid. Jake.
Kim's Jake. He was 2 when I started living over there.
You didn't ever come play airsoft with us all, did you? When Kim's kids were coming out?
No.
I shot him one time. He was so close to me, and I didn't realize who it was.
Yeah,
I just we were in Gemini Springs at night.
Yeah.
You know, and we were all like spread. You know where the primitive campsite was? It was like off off the trail, not the other campsites, but the one where like so we rented that area out.
Right.
And it's just out there. So we had all like spread out through the park, and we went off in teams, so it was 2 teams. You know, it was like we're gonna meet somewhere, but nobody knew where. You know, it was like we're gonna start over here, y'all start over here. We'll set a time. We all leave 9 p.m. whatever. You know what I mean? And we start meeting in the middle. Yeah. And we did like 2 laps around and stuff. You know, it took a while to really like engage. And when we did, he jumped out and scared the shit out of me. And I didn't know who it was. Oh, dude, and I had a fully automatic little AK. It just, I mean, I lit him up. I shot him probably 15 times in the stomach so fast. And he didn't make a sound. He looked at me and he grabbed his belly and he just laid down. And he started going, I was like, oh, shit, are you okay, buddy? Are you okay? No response. I thought I broke her son. He didn't want to play no more. Yeah. And he was the one that was like all the time. It's like, and he'd been shot a bunch of times. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it wasn't the first time but he was, I mean, dude, he was from me to you. Yeah. And I just, because we were out there playing with Abner and Brandon. I mean, we had, you know what I mean, little Brandon. It was, I mean, a group of people. And I didn't know who the body in black was that ran in front of me. I was just, gotcha.
Contact.
And boy, I lit his little ass up. I felt so bad for that. And it's funny because at first the way he laid down was really funny, and I thought he was being funny because he'd been shot a bunch of times. So I was laughing, and the way he whimpered the first time, I kept laughing, thinking he's playing, and then in the second whimper, I was like, "Oh no, he's not playing.
He's hurt."
Yeah, and he's, I don't know, maybe 9, 10. You know what I mean? He's a kid. You know, I felt bad for lighting him up, but I was laying prone too, so it's just a body. Like,
you're just like
in the dark. You know, nighttime in the woods, like in the middle of the swamp. Know
what it was.
I could have been a damn. It could have been a bear for all I know. I just started lighting it up. I don't care. And then as soon as I realized it was him, the way I laughed at him made me feel worse than me hurting him, because I laughed dead in his face. Oh yeah. But I thought he was playing with me.
Right. You know, you're out there having fun. He's over here dying and everything. You're just like, like that kid from Simpsons. And he's over here, you know, I'm in pain.
100%. Yeah. Dude, Kyle used to come out, and Kyle like showed up with this fucking Tommy gun.
Oh wow.
Oh dude, and it like, you know, it had and because I think it was either Kyle or Brandon, because it was either that one or Brandon's. They were the first 2 to come out with like, well, actually technically it was Mark, but this is the second like run of doing airsoft. They showed up with fully automatic. Like all the rest of us had regular like spring-loaded non-CO2, so you could just, you know, pap, 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 whatever. Yeah. These motherfuckers started lighting people up. And his was wood. It was heavy. It felt like, you know, because the ones we have, they're metal. Like they feel kind of real, but not real. Like when the one that Kyle showed up with,
it was like 20 pounds solid wood.
It fired so fast. It had no accuracy though. Right. If you held that thing, because, you know, during the day you can watch the BBs go. Yeah. They are not going straight. They're all, because they're BBs. You know, they all arc anyway. But his, so you're like watching them just spray.
Yeah, I mean, you're spraying people anyways with Tommy guns.
Dude, that thing, he would just light people up with it, and it shot hard. So when Kyle showed up, I was like, I don't want to be on the other team. Let you be on the same team, Kyle.
I'm a captain. I choose him.
And Brandon showed up with fucking night vision one time. Like he had a scope, like
Ghost Recon.
Well, him
dark.
And I don't remember. It might have been Kyle Walker or Kyle Caffrey. It was one of the 2. Mm-hmm. They went 1-on-1 walking around this field out there. Actually, I think it was Kyle Caffrey. And I had the night vision, and it's where we did the Bayou Bash. That field. You know what I mean? And I am back where the cars park with Brandon's night vision scope, watching them, and they both start on out. Like Kyle went out like a minute before Brandon. He just ran out. You know, there's hardly any trees, but there's a couple of clumps. You know what I mean? The rest of it's field, and the rules were you can't be in the main body of the trees. You know, so like, and Kyle went out. Brandon's like, he's like, I'd take anybody out 1-on-1. And Kyle's like, you ain't gonna take me out. And so it turned into this thing. Yeah. So Kyle runs out there, and Brandon walks out real slow, and I'm watching him. Brandon gets out there and just lays down in the middle of the field. So Kyle gets impatient, and he's out there. To Brandon's credit, he was out there for a minute laying down, but it got Kyle to come out. And so they're walking around, and then when they start shooting at each other, because Brandon can't really see Kyle, but he can hear him. So he's like firing off test shots and I can see all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's firing test shots. You watch Kyle like turn and start shooting this way. Yeah. And he turns, starts shooting because the BB's like where they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was an entertaining thing to watch. And Brandon ended up winning, but it was it was intense to watch through this night vision thing, you know.
You're like,
and it's just, you know what I mean? They're just airsoft, you know, there's no like stakes to it, but and I'm the only one watching. Like Kim and her kids were there, and like, you know, we were cooking hot dogs. It was like a whole, you know, we made a whole night of it. And watching those two out there with just this on. And somebody else got like, I don't remember who it was. Might have been Bryce. I don't know. Somebody else that was like with me was like what's going on? Because like you can hear them shooting, but you can't see it. You know, because we went out no moon.
Oh wow!
You know, like we've been out there full moon. Full moon's kind of full moon and no moon are equally fun because full moon you can see everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like the little bits. You're so much more heightened on a full moon than you are because you're listening when you can't see anything.
Oh yeah.
So on a full moon, all of your shit is lit up. But that's like when you can't hear, when you can't see anything, your sense of hearing is more so like all the little clicks.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're paying attention to all of that.
Anything that you can hear.
Yeah, but it's so. Full moon, it's a lot more like incoming information to the brain, you know. So it's two totally different things, but they're like a middle moon is like, I want all the light or none of the light.
Right? You don't want that.
You ever even come out and do that with us?
No, I was always working.
I know I tried to get you to come a bunch of times.
Yeah, there was times where I just end up working overtime and stuff. We gotta make that money somehow.
Well, that and you play that in video games.
Yeah,
because for a while, that was your thing. You were going to work, coming home, playing
video games till whenever.
He would give me shit for doing other stuff.
Like, why are you adulting right now?
Like, why don't you play games?
Play games, man. What'd you do when you had your shoulder surgery? I just laid around like, you play games.
Yeah, well, I could have, but you know what's funny? When I had, might have been the hernia surgery, I got that's when I got UFC 4.
Yeah.
So I was like laid up in bed and I'm playing it every day. And, you know, after a while I still get bored. You know what I mean? Because I can only play video. Even when I could play video games, there's only a couple I could like lock into.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like XCOM, I could lock into that shit.
You got pretty
Assassin's Creed, shit like that. I can.
You got locked in on Far Cry 5, Far Cry 4.
Far Cry, yeah. Well, and even then I can't remember. That wasn't all day, but when I played, I was locked in.
When you locked in, you're like.
I'm talking like I could throw away a whole day playing XCOM. Forza, especially with Terrell, because like me and Terrell would play Forza. Because after a while you get bored, but it's like, here, you take this next couple of races so you could go do something for a second.
Well, that's when we were stuck playing Diablo for a month.
I forgot about that. We did go through Diablo.
We went through Diablo like no tomorrow.
Well, that's when I first got the online gaming thing too. Mm-hmm. So it's like remember Zach would come online and play, and be like, I don't even want to play with you. Because it's like a level like a million character or whatever that he paid for.
You would call me at like almost every morning at 9 o'clock and just scream, Diablo! All right, give me like 10 minutes, man. Just waking up. All right, man. I'll get ready.
Diablo! Speaking of give me 10 minutes, going to Tampa to this day is the fastest I've ever seen anybody get drunk in my life. We
man, I was on vacation, man.
Bro, instantly.
Vacay mode.
We weren't in that hotel. We had enough time to go in, check in. You didn't even get the first room. Taylor and Nicole got the first room. Terrell got the fuck pad. You got the third room. Me and Bernard went last.
Yeah, Terrell was hooked up, man.
To be by yourself in that room, I felt kind of bad for him. It's like, you know, because you're
him and.
Dude, like there's mirrors on every wall. The way the shower was laid out had the glass door, so the person in bed.
Yeah, it was definitely made for loving.
It was the fuck pad for sure. The bed was recessed into the ground.
Oh yeah.
You know, whereas
I remember.
Whereas me and you start wrestling on your bed, we fell off.
had two double beds.
Dude, walking into your room 15 minutes after being at the hotel. And you've already smashed the half a bottle of vodka. You're laying on the bed. Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack. Like, Jesus Christ, Doug. We ain't been here long enough for all that, man. Let's wrestle, bitch.
It was a good time.
It was a fun time, man.
And then going to breakfast the next morning, still with liquor in the,
the
Sprite bottle.
Showing up with a Sprite bottle with booze in it to breakfast. To then go to Busch Gardens. You know what's sad? When we went to Busch Gardens, for me, it was a lot of fun, but really depressing because we couldn't get on any of the rides. And that's when I realized how fat I was.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you know, you get big, you don't realize that you're getting big until you're too big. And that was the day. I was like, fuck, I can't get on. I did that one roller coaster with Terrell, and they had to, like, kick that fucking bar down. And all me and you could do was the flume ride. We about died on a flume ride because they should not have sent 700 pounds of man down in the flume ride. It's a 2-person ride.
So that's how I felt going to Universal these past fucking 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a little bit since I've been to Universal, but like, I was skinnier back then. Like, you know, like fat skinny.
You've always been big, bro.
Yeah.
You got hands like a catcher's mitt.
So,
Jesus Christ.
So, there's some rides I knew I could never get on. Like, you know, they got the test seats out front.
Yeah.
And I always, you know, always try them. Even the modified seats, some of them I don't fit in. And it's like, I've never ridden the Hulk because it doesn't go past my shoulders.
Well, yeah, because you're a broad, man.
And Jesse was like, you want to go try it? I was like, if it didn't go down my shoulders last time, it's definitely not going down my shoulders this time because they're definitely broader than like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, the Mummy ride, y'all have been on the Mummy ride, right?
Once. It beat the fuck out of me.
I love that ride.
Well, I hate the headrest on it. Because like when we're going, my head, because I'd never been on, my head like slid off the back and then to the side. So it was like getting just hammered. And I was like, I'm not ever doing that again.
So I love that ride, right? Always up front, whatever. So this year, it's, you know, they got this thing now, which is great. And don't know when they implemented it, but it's called, they got a child swap room. Right? Yeah. That's what they call it. You have
to elaborate on that, Doug.
That's what I'm getting. So say, okay, me and Jesse, we got both boys, right? So we go through the line and we get up front. They're like, all right, how many for the ride? We'll say 2, we're doing the child swap. So like, all right, whoever's getting on first, get on the ride. Whoever's doing the child swap, go wait in the waiting room. It's a waiting room pretty much.
Okay.
So they got a TV with the cartoons or whatever's going on. So you wait in that little tiny room with any other parent waiting. So when they went and ride, I'd be with Ryland watching TV, you know, watching whatever cartoon they got on or whatever. And then they come back, and then me and she would take over, and me and Ryland or me and Tanner would go ride without waiting in line.
So Tanner get to go twice?
He would get to go twice.
That's dope for him, though.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Where was this like fucking 15 years ago?
Yeah, that's dope for him.
So we were able to do that. So while we're on the Mummy, her and Tanner went first, right? So, and they got the Mummy cartoon on, you know, and, you know, Ryland, we're watching it, whatever. There's another family in there with a little kid. They come back, and I go getting, and it's a pulled, you know, every time it's a lap bar, I'm like, cool, I'm set, but it's not going past my fucking legs. And the guy's like, I need it down like one more click. And I'm like, we're pressing it down and it's not going past my legs. And he's like,
which means poor Tanner's just fully flingable.
Well, no, because he's locked in. He ain't going nowhere because that thing goes all the way down on him. He's so
Is it
tiny.
2 lap bars or just one?
It's just one, but the way they got it designed, it goes in like in between your legs, but it's not going past my massive legs. And so they're like, all right, man, we got you. So we wait like another 5 minutes, and they got the one that's got the modified seat in the back. So I was able to squeeze in that, put the lock down, locked in, went in. I'm over here screaming like a little kid on the best ride of my life. And Tanner's like, you're insane. Because I'm yelling. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And he's like, you're insane. But that definitely, the being able to switch riders was awesome because we could go all the way through. Like, hey, we're gonna be switching out at the end. They're like, oh, okay, just wait in this room. We come back, and they're like, we did the child swap. They're like, cool, jump in, you're up first. But I wasn't like the last. So Thursday we did all the water rides and
all the water rides.
Yeah, the water.
Oh, like the flumes.
Yeah, all the flumes and everything. So we get on the Jurassic Park one first. I was almost too big for that, which would have been very sad because I've been on that ride all the time without no problem. And now I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it on this ride. But I was able to get on it, no problem. Then we went to the Dudley Do-Rights Ripsaw Falls.
Didn't that used to be the Popeyes or whatever?
Well, no, there is a Popeyes over there.
Okay, I haven't been there in so long.
Yeah, it's in Toon Lagoon.
Okay.
So it's the main water flume ride. So it's like a log. So they got the test seat out, and I'm walking up to it. I can already tell I'm not going to fit in it. And so I get down in there, and it looks like it's like a bobsled.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's tight. So it's tight.
Well, the one me and you went in was one price, but it might have been 2 people, and we just took up the thing.
Yeah. But so I get in there, and the lady up front, before you go in, she's like, ask for the goose. And I was like, what? She's like, ask for the goose. It's the big seat, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So we get up there, go through the line there. I'm like, I'm gonna need I'm like, the goose, and she's like, we got you. You know, it's like, so we get up there. It's a 3-person seater, and I think the regular one's like a 5-person seater. So it's just me and Tanner. He's up front. I'm all the way in the back.
Oh, so he's in the sky.
Oh yeah. And it's still like I had to suck in my gut a little bit and like slam it down, but it was like pressing into me. I was like, man,
you get done. Was it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Always. And then we went on the Pai one because that's just like the Congo River on Busch Gardens and everything.
Do they still have the water guns for people to shoot
Yes,
at you?
yes,
Yeah, that's the best part of that. Cause to be the person with the water gun.
But
like my dad, dude, when my dad goes, he's one time he's like, I think I put like $5 in that thing. I was like, why? He goes, it's just fun. Because he's like, I got a good lead.
Yeah.
So he just lead
we
people.
We did that earlier in the morning. We went there because it's actually like a little playhouse for kids on during that ride. So we went up and I saw the water gun. So me and Tanner started shooting all the people on the boat.
Yeah.
And they thought, because they go through a giant waterfall right before they get to us, and they're like, oh, we're over here like, and they're like, ah, they just start getting mad. I'm like, you're already wet. I was like, you're already soaked. But it's funny.
Dude, that boy got his energy. You know, first time I met him, when you brought him to Danny's, we wrestled with him for like, it was like 2.5 hours or something. Because he just kept bouncing around.
He doesn't stop.
Because he went from you to me until one of us got tired. It's like, just you go over there now. Like, and then he would just keep all night.
He doesn't stop unless he wants to stop or someone tells him to stop.
Was that for poker or for a fight night?
It was a fight night.
Fight night?
Yeah, it was a fight night. And he kept messing with Hulk, and then Hulk got him a couple times on his ankle.
That little dog, boy. I always thought it was funny that Danny had that dog named Hulk in the first place. The dog's, as big as that little drum set.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's like having a dog and calling him tiny. You know?
Like, well, yeah. Having a giant dog, yeah. I get it.
Speaking of Danny, when's the last time you spoke to Danny or seen Danny?
I have not spoke to or seen Danny since.
Yeah.
I was going to see him the day that I got the mic stand back because it was broken, and I flipped out. I flipped out.
Yeah.
Like I went over there to cause problems, and his son was out front playing basketball, and I've always liked, I've always loved his kids. So I just kept driving. It was one of those like, I was glad he was outside.
Yeah.
I was because it put a lot of. I was like, I gotta calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Because. I'm not gonna air out a bunch of dirty laundry on it, but it's like I know I got fucked in that whole deal, and to get my stuff back broken just sent me over the edge. And it was it's like I need to not be that angry just about anything, not just that, just in general. I just needed to back off a little bit because I was real mad over a $30 mic stand.
Yeah.
It was insult to injury.
But,
it was a $30 mic stand.
Yeah, especially all the stuff we've been through.
Yeah, and because I've known since middle school, even. Well, I knew his brother in middle school.
Yeah.
Like I've known them the majority of my life. Yeah. So and to just go from that to
nothing. We
haven't talked. You know what I mean? And because he got caught doing something wrong that I didn't know he was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And I got blamed for it. It's like I didn't mean to tell. I didn't know.
Yeah.
How
are you supposed to not tell if you don't know?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like but it is what it is. When's the last time you talked to Kyle?
We send each other like videos on Facebook and everything, but I haven't really talked to him, I think, since his wedding.
Yeah, well, that's because he came out to him and Alicia came to the Rod Run. So I saw him. That's the last time I saw him. But same thing. Like we send each other videos and we'll talk a little bit here and there. And like we've tried to get together.
Yeah.
But it's like because he's started working on the weekend and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like he works. He'll have to work. He'll have Sundays off.
Yeah.
And I work every other Sunday.
Right.
So I have Saturdays off.
Yeah.
So it'll be one of those like he'd be like, oh hey, we're going to the racetrack. You want to come? It's on this day. Like, fuck, that's the Sunday I work.
That's the Sunday I work.
It just keeps turning into that. So
yeah, it's always rough to make plans with like my buddy Jake is always like, hey, we need to get together and everything. I'm just like, all right, man, like when we got to plan this like down the line, so I know because it can't be like,
well, you're responsible now for other lives. It's that's different because I don't have that responsibility. You know what I mean? Like even when my kid, she was an adult.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. Like because most of our coworkers we become really good friends with almost kind of got the same days off we do. So it's like, they'll be like, hey, you want to come over for dinner, hang out? It's like, sure. But if it's not like someone like y'all or you're like, hey, come out. I was like, it's like, y'all got to give me like at least a week, 2 weeks.
I told you whenever you wanted to come, I would take a PTO day if it was, because I didn't know what your schedule was. I was like, you let me, if that way if it's a couple weeks ahead of time, like I'll take the day off.
Well, yeah, so this was good because I took some time off.
Well, it'd been a long time since I'd seen you until we ran into you at the fair.
Yeah.
Which that was dope. Like, that was my favorite way to just randomly see somebody. Because then I looked over at the ticket booth and I saw you like lean out from the side of the ticket booth, like the dude on the, like, you know what I mean? The guy in the yellow suit on the meme. You leaned out. I was like, holy shit, that's Doug. And I just,
because I saw you and I saw Bernadette like right now. I was like, oh shit, that's Eric and Bernadette.
And I looked over and saw you. I was like, and then the funny thing is like, because I saw you on this side of that little ticket booth.
Yeah.
Walked over to this side. Came over to this side. It's like, so we did this.
Yeah. Like trying to play hide and seek without really trying to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's probably been a long time.
That day is the day that I now realize that doing stuff like that or like, like I can't, there'll be no more amusement parks, like no more Universal, none of that for me. Because I was dying. Like my back was killing me. We were waiting to watch the motorcycle show and whatnot and just sitting there waiting. I mean, I was sweating, like I was having a hard time. And then we walked with Jamie and Terrell for a while, and it was there was Audrey going on the thing that shot up and down.
Oh yeah,
she got off of that because she hit like her first ever like real adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But when she got off of that, she was tuned up, boy. Because I got a picture of her before she went up, and as soon as she came down, and there's like the difference on her face. She's I don't know, what is Aubrey 9, 10, something like that. She's a little kid. And she was doing like, the other ride stuff, but that then you just get rocketed up.
Yeah,
and
you get slowly ascend.
And then
you wait.
Drop.
And then you just drop.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of coworkers show up that night too that we didn't know they were going to be there. So they had all their kids with them. So like Tanner went with them because he wasn't going to do it. So he went with them on it.
Peer pressure's a bitch, ain't it?
Well, not like peer pressure, but...
It is, because you see your friends go and you're like, oh, I gotta go now.
Well, we didn't tell him. We told him he didn't have to if he didn't want to, but he's like, because I wasn't going on it and Jesse wasn't going on it, and so he wasn't going on it. But if he has someone to go with, he will. But I wouldn't say peer pressure.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize he didn't want to go because you guys weren't going. I thought he wasn't going because he didn't want to go.
No, he's tall enough to go on the rides by himself, but he likes to be with someone like he knows.
Well, and that was like even that one's sketchy, and especially because it's at the fucking fair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You're not at
he went on the whole like.
Well, yeah, but the Hulk is actually like solidly built. It's not put together by 7 crackheads on a Sunday.
Well, see, like Hulk's one of like I think Universal's like fastest or like because it punches you out.
It launches you. Yeah, you go from 0 to 70 real fast.
So I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like. I was like, as soon as you get strapped in that seat, man, you're strapped in until the ride's over. He rode that thing 4 times.
The Hulk is amazing. It's to this day, it's my favorite roller coaster I've ever been on.
I wouldn't know.
It's the best, and it's one of those like it tells you to keep your head on that thing, and it fucking means it.
Yeah,
because one time I was with somebody and I'm looking at them like this, and bro, like exactly, not just
you got
head,
punched by the Hulk.
I mean, your head, your ear. I was like, okay, I gotta listen to the guy. Like the safety instructions say keep your head back. That whole ride, you're like, wow.
Yeah. See, he didn't like the Mummy.
Well, see, I don't like the Mummy either.
But it was dark and great, like and all. Like he didn't. It freaked him out because it's when you go to the one, it goes backwards for a second.
Yeah.
He didn't like that part.
Well, the going backwards part's kind of it does get like when we went on the at Disney, the Animal Kingdom, they have the Everest thing or whatever. You kind of go up to the Abominable Snowman and then go backwards for a second. It's a little.
Well, he didn't.
This is the best picture I have. This is the best picture I've ever seen of my wife ever. You want to talk about seeing somebody's soul jump out of their skin, and it's the most dinkiest little roller coaster ever. And she's looked like a fucking Muppet.
Yeah. So,
and better yet, it looked like in Beetlejuice when home.
Oh yeah.
Starts pulling that lady's face back. That's how she looked.
So we went on the King Kong ride, right? On Thursday. So it was our second time going on it.
Is it? I haven't been on the new one. Is it the same as the old one? They just redid it because they took it out for a while.
when I first went to Universal, my first time ever, the old King Kong ride wasn't there no more.
Okay, so it's the new one, so you have no. Okay,
so I can't compare. But it's like, have you been on any of the new rides at Universal? Have you been on the like Transformers or Fast and Furious?
I went on Transformers. I went on Transformers,
but not like Fast and the Furious.
No, I don't think that one was there yet.
So it's like a bus, right? And it can sit. It's got like 5-6 rows. It can fit like 6 people in each row, and it's I don't know what to say. Yeah, it's a simulation instead of like a roller coaster.
That's how most Universal rides are.
Yeah, so you get in there, and so there's a lot of people there from vacation from like England.
Yeah,
I mean a lot. And I know everyone comes around and go to Universals and Disney World and everything. But I was like, there were so many that like these past 2 days, it was like, are they on spring break now? Because there's a shit ton.
They very well could be.
And so there was a family in front of us, but they ended up sitting behind us. And so we're going through the ride and everything, blah, blah, blah. And this girl, and she's probably like 16, she had to be at least 18. And she is freaking out because all the, like, she turned her head and there's a dinosaur, and she turned her head, there's King Kong and everything. And then she turned her head and there's a spider. And she's like screaming like it's for real. And I'm just like, it's just a ride. It's like, so it's just like, it's crazy how like someone like that, like, it's a ride, but you're freaking out about all this. That's like watching a movie almost, because it's on a big old screen and everything.
Okay. See, now, because the first King Kong was like almost all of it was like big animatronics.
Yeah,
like the Kong hand was this solid hand.
Yeah, no. See, it's all a screen.
Okay. See, that's not the King Kong that I was on. It was like, because you like rode in a cable car, like from the old one, but it was like you moved and shit. But it was like the King Kong itself was a big animatronic head.
So when you first start, there's some animatronics here and there, but it's all simulated on a screen. But like say like you're falling and everything, that's it's all simulated and everything. So then at the end there's King Kong at the end, just big animatronic, big ass head
laying on the ground.
No, he's like standing up and everything. He's just he roars.
Like King Kong's pretty sad. Like the actual like the original one's pretty sad because they kill him at the end.
Oh yeah, but it's not like through the whole movie. It's like an expedition. And he ends up fighting like dinosaurs and all this, trying to save you from the T-Rexes and everything.
So are you her?
No, we're in a.
You said like a bus. So I picture the whole thing. I picture is like when he's in New York. That's what.
No. It's like at the island.
Okay, because the first one was basically you were in New York, and like in that thing. So it was like when Kong goes to New York and goes on the rampage. That's kind of what that whole thing was.
No, you're at the island.
Okay, see,
like you're like deep in the jungle.
Okay,
like an expedition and everything.
All right, so that makes more sense.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, so she's freaking out over this. I was just like, calm down, lady. It's like watching a movie with special effects.
The one thing like the Simpsons ride,
I love that.
I fucking
love
that. I can't do those.
I love that. See, I wasn't there for Back to the Future.
Well, the Simpsons is the same place.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same ride, but it's just programmed differently. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's those rides. I can't. I get so motion sick, dude.
Really?
Because I gotta be moving. You know what I mean? Like not just shaking around. Just getting. Because like even 3D movies, I can't watch them. They make me motion sick.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like that's why like first person shooters, I can only like when I locked into Far Cry, I can only play for a little while because it just messes with me. I can't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it fucks with me bad. So I can't do those. But roller coasters don't bother me because you're actually moving
and everything.
I mean? Yeah. So those don't bother me the same way.
We tried to go on the new Velocicoaster. It was a forever long wait, and it kept getting broke down.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. That like we went to the SeaWorld Aquatica. We went to Aquatica recently, and my boy Romeo was in town. It was Emily's birthday or just cause I don't remember. Okay, I remember it just cause. But my mom gave us free tickets.
Yeah. So
we didn't have to pay the $80 a person to get in. And it was still like a $300 day, and we didn't eat in there. That's just renting. That's paying for parking, renting renting the locker for your stuff, getting 2 drinks, and we got breakfast at IHOP outside of there, and it was still a $200 day. Yeah. But it was you'd wait in line for an hour. Now it's different in the water park because the ride's only 15-20 seconds long, just going on a slide. But I spent the majority of my day standing in line. you know, and it was just killing. And then you're standing on steps, you know, so every time I could, I was sitting down, so it was killing my back. And people that pay for the fast pass were just pissing me off because you'd see the same like 8 people just constantly passing you. You want to just reach out and be like, hey.
You go up 2 steps and they're...
I mean, dude, it would take you an hour and 15 minutes. You watch the same people go by you 20 times. That was so aggravating. And it's an extra $100 a person for that.
Yeah, it's so... Talking about that express pass thing. So the second day we ended up getting it because Tanner was like, they're cutting line. They're being unfair. They were like, no, they paid extra money to have that because we're waiting in line, you know, an extra, 10, 20 minutes and they're flying.
Yeah.
So we're like, we looked into it and we were able to get, a really good discount on it and everything. And we ended up getting it, the unlimited. So you can ride as many, because you can get the express pass, but you can only use it once per ride.
Oh.
So we got the unlimited.
So what's the price difference?
A lot.
Okay.
I think yeah, it was a lot. And we had it's not one express pass, one price for one person. It's that price for all 3 of y'all, right? So it's 100. It was like 100 and something for me and Jesse. And then like take off like $30 for Tanner, Yeah. Well, that's what I'd never gotten because it says, 3 to 9 for tickets was like $160. And then, from 10 to up is like 200. It's just like, oh, you're just going to take off that extra $20, $30.
Like, did you have to show his ID?
Yeah. Like
he's 8. Like that kid looks 10 to me. He's 8.
Yeah. I was just like, man, I was like, why is it $160 for a 3-year-old ticket? 3 to 9, just like the cutoff should be like 5, and then 6 and up, and everything. But I was like, 3-year-olds can't even like. I was like, 3-year-olds can't even go on most of these rides. Like Riley, he's only 2, but
yeah. Not only that, the 3-year-old, not looking at the 3-year-old not going on the ride, he's gonna fuck up your day. Because he's got to slow down you getting on rides.
Yeah, so it's just like...
and I don't mean that in a negative way, because it's still a wonderment place. You're basically on this like magical movie set of all these different places.
So he was able to go on like the kids stuff. But mostly even the kids stuff, he was too small.
Yeah, but take him to the zoo.
Yeah, so I was just like... Because I asked Jessie, I was like, you really want to take Ross? She's like, yeah, he's going to have fun. I was like, fun sitting in the waiting room? This is fun? I was like, this is fun?
Is this fun? Did he have fun, though?
Oh, yeah. When we went on the little... Like, we went to the... Like Dr. Seuss World and everything. We rode the little fish.
Dude, the Dr. Seuss roller coaster thing is fun.
Yeah,
like, even for an adult, it's fun.
So we did the fish and everything where, you're going up and down and everything. And then we did when you go to the Hollywood part of the studios part, they got the Minions and stuff. And there's
I bet you love that.
Oh, so it's a shooter interactive ride. It's a conveyor belt you stand on, and every room's got a screen where you can shoot the screen and shoot all the the villains and everything.
Yeah.
So he was able to get his own little mini blaster because the blaster was like this big. So his one's like this one. So he's over here, we rode because Jesse and Tanner went on Rip Ride Rocket, the one that you listen to music, you pick your song and listen to it.
That's a cool roller coaster.
So they went on that, and I was like, okay, it's going to be like 10, 15, 20 minutes before they get back down. So we went on like 3 times back to back because we had gotten the express pass. So I was able to go right, straight through, and he was enjoying all of it. And then they got back down. We went through it one more time with them, and then and that's when we went back and started riding all the water flumes and everything.
The Rip Ride and Rocket, it's dope. Like once you're moving, it's really cool. But the crank up for me freaked me out because you're like going straight up. And the angle on the seat, and it's just this one lap bar.
The lap bar.
So, I was holding, I reached one hand.
White knuckle gripping the handle.
I reached one hand under and just pulled this number on the lap bar. And I was like, I'm not
trying to put that in a chokehold
as much as I could. It's like, I don't like that. And going to SeaWorld, the Manta. You're like this. It's a badass roller coaster, but it's the same thing. When you're cranked up, except for that one, you're just looking straight down. And there's like at first there's a big net under you.
Yeah. And then there's no net.
There's no net. So I'm going up and I was like, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. And then the net goes away. And I just started looking straight up going, I'm not hanging. I'm not hanging. I'm not hanging. I'm not hanging. Oh, fuck. I'm not hanging. I'm not hanging. Once the roller car starts moving, you get pushed back in the seat. The hands go out. You're Superman. You know,
that don't happen to Manta.
Well, in the Manta, once you're moving, but once, you know, you got to wait till you're moving. And the Rip Ride and Rocket's cool because, like, I distinctly remember when I went, I was listening to Insane in the Membrane from Cypress Hill. And I'm just jamming on the roller coaster. Once it gets moving. And it's long. Like, that roller coaster is long. Yeah, like, as far as the amount of time you're actually cruising, I think it's one of the longer ones. You know what I mean?
It's probably about a 3-4 minute ride.
Yeah, because you go through almost a whole song. You know, they're probably like 2.5 minute songs.
Yeah, it's got to be at least.
Because you go through the majority of the song.
So I downloaded the Universal app, right? Because it helps you look at times and everything. So I was able to look up.
Now imagine being in the 80s when you got to take 3 kids with a fucking map.
With a map.
Yeah. And you got to have the map to get there.
Yeah.
And the map to go around. There's no navigation.
So... So I got the app, right? So it pulls up, and you know when you get there, it's like hour long wait. You're like motherfucker, but now you're like, oh, that's now this is that. So it really
kind of plan where you're going better.
So it did. She wanted to go on one of the Harry Potter rides, but that ride didn't drop beneath 70-minute wait. So it was either 70-minute or it went up to 100 minutes of waiting.
I bet.
And I was like, we're not hitting this ever in these 2 days.
Is it the one simulator?
It's the Hagrid motorcycle ride or whatever. It's a roller coaster.
Okay, that's not the one I was thinking.
Out of all the Harry Potter rides, that was the most popular one that never dropped below like an hour wait. It was hour and above, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, last time when we went there was like it hadn't been open that long. That whole Harry Potter section because like the butterbeer was like a huge thing, you know. And we did the like the simulator where you sit in like the thing and it's like almost like a bubble in front of you.
Yeah,
but you're actually moving,
right?
So you're not just like being tilted. So it didn't bother me as much as normal simulators were. You know what I mean? And it was fun. You know what I mean? There's a couple parts. It's like I gotta close my eyes for a second. But the majority of it, it didn't bother me. But it's a cool. Like I do like those rides because of the story of them. You know what I mean? Like a roller coaster, you're just getting shit whipped. You know what I mean? Like physically, it's just fun. But like actually doing like when you go to SeaWorld, they have like the Poseidon's Adventure or whatever. It's cool because it's like a story mixed with a ride. Like I've always liked that. Like even the
Journey to Atlantis.
Yeah, that's what it is. But like in Disney, they had Splash Mountain. Yeah. You know, you're going through the Briar Patch, the whole, you know, so you get taken through the story to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like those rides because it's not just the adventure ride of the physical thing.
You're not getting whipped around.
But like in the Mummy, you know, the ride has a little bit of story to it. But the walk up to the Mummy's the coolest part.
Yeah.
Like the line inside itself, because you're like inside of a tomb. You know, like
it's got all the TVs, like all the actors are like, you know, every time we say Emotep, it's like, and they're like, what?
The Mummy movies. Yeah. The movies themselves are so good because they're a good mix of like comedy, action, and romance all thrown together.
It definitely were.
Have you ever seen Princess Bride?
A while ago.
I just watched it again recently. Yeah, she had never seen it before.
Yeah, you never seen it?
It's so good. It's probably the most
inconceivable.
It's probably the most like comprehensive movie ever made because it has all of it. You know, and it's funny because like you know we watched Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon, and he is the professor in Young Sheldon. That teaches him in college. You know, and we'd been watching that for a long time before she saw that. So to me, when I watch Young Sheldon, I see. The villain, you know what I mean? Whereas, so she's watching that, she's seeing this like happy little old guy and not inconceivable. Like sometimes when you get introduced to a character, they stay that way.
You're like, it's that guy.
Like, okay, one guy to me that because you get introduced to John Bernthal as Shane in Walking Dead, and you just fucking hate him. You know what I mean? You just fucking hate him. And now, like everything else he's done, like when he's De Niro's son in the rematch with the De Niro and Stallone. He's the boxing kid. You know, like he's in Fury. He's amazing in everything else he does. You know, so it's like one of those like you kind of forget how much you hate Shane because you just love John Bernthal. Like even the Punishers, crazy character, but you love John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Have you watched any of the new Daredevil?
I haven't really getting the Daredevil.
You're missing out, buddy.
Yeah.
The new Daredevil is kind of rough. It's because the first 3 seasons are so gritty. You know what I mean? Like they're like all the combat scenes. It's one of the best. The second episode has the best fight scene in anything I've ever seen ever, because it looks the most realistic, the way that it's shot, the way, because he's beating up like 15 dudes in this Russian, like human trafficking place trying to find this kid, and it's shot down a hallway. Mm-hmm. So you see him like fighting dudes in a hallway, and then they disappear into a room, and then like one scene where one guy flies into the hallway followed by a microwave, like. And then Daredevil flies out with a knee, pushes, like breaks a door down onto one guy, and then like there's got 2 dudes slumped. He's stopped. And he's like, and then dude comes out like shit. Like, it's one of the most realistic things ever. And then the first episode of the second season of Daredevil, he's like all CGI'd, like horribly CGI'd, like swinging through the city, and he does do that in the comics. Yeah. But it's like it went from where he was doing real parkour,
real stuff,
because the actor could do that. Yeah. Now granted, I get it. He's been doing it for a while. That's heavy stunt work. So I Tom Holland being Spider-Man, he's not going to always do those flips. Yeah. But he's doing those flips. So it's kind of, I would imagine it'd be the same thing. Yeah. So I get it, but the CGI is just it's so bad.
I really haven't, like I said, all the TV shows I said, that's it. That's that or video games. or kid shows. I can tell you what, I've seen Bluey 1,000 times.
I can only imagine. What games are you playing right now?
The new Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Because of all of the games, to me, if I think of Assassin's Creed, I just instantly think of you. Because you talked me into playing it, because I hadn't played it in forever, and then we just geeked out on it. But anytime, dude, I watched you stay home all day and then take 2 days. The day that it got released, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one in the pyramids. It might have been that one or the Viking one. One of the two. Because it was when you lived at the other house over here. Because the day it got released, you didn't work that day, and you refused to leave the house. Like you're like, I'm only going to get groceries today. And I was like, well, dude, come on, right? It doesn't get released till later. Like, I have to prepare. Like, what? You took 2 days off of work to just play Assassin's Creed for like 28 hours or whatever straight, with whatever sleeping in between. Yep. Went to work, and then it was like that for like a week. Me and my dad came over to work on the house one day. You guys do whatever. Yeah. And then like we'd be working, and then you yes. Like, jump up, be all excited. You scared the fuck out of my dad like twice. Dude, the day we were watching the fights and you burned it. Like, it happened a lot, but one day burned it.
When she was passed out.
Bro, you jumped up off the couch. She about fell out of the chair. She's in a recliner. She about fish flopped out of the chair.
She was missing good fights.
The gif I have of you and Taylor loving on each other is fun. That's brotherly love if ever I'd seen it.
I haven't seen Taylor in forever.
I haven't seen Taylor in a long time either. I miss Taylor a lot. I talk to him every now and again.
Yeah.
But I don't really see him. And he's got Lane comes in and out of town.
He's getting so big.
Lane, he's not a little boy anymore. He's a little boy, but That being said, Taylor's a big boy, and Kathy's not a little girl. Kathy's as equally tall and broad-shouldered as Taylor. Kathy got to be 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", and if Kathy was in perfect shape, which none of us are in perfect shape, but if she's in perfect shape, she'd still probably be 170 pounds. Yeah. Like she's
Amazon.
Yeah, she's a big woman,
And Lane's going to be a big old boy. I just don't.
At least he didn't get Taylor's head, whereas your son got your head. Y'all got some anvil-ass heads, boy.
Yeah, and he hits that thing a lot.
Oh, man. What's a good thing it's big like that? He's just genetic.
He's starting to hit his head, and it's because used to be he hit his head, start crying. Now it's bump. Oh, just he's getting used to it, which is good because he hits everything on that thing.
Well, it takes up more space than most people. He's probably still getting used to it.
Yeah, he probably is.
Hopefully he grows into that some bitch.
Hopefully he will.
That being said, he is a cute boy. And that's not because some people are like, oh, your kid's so cute. And you walk away, but it's like, their kid's not cute. Your son's cute as fuck. Like even as a baby, your son was cute as fuck. Because and you got those because you constantly look stoned even though you don't partake. And he's got your eyes. So that poor baby was born with a giant head looking stoned as shit. That's not. That's like the recipe for a supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also funny because him and his dad and his mom both work in corrections.
Yeah.
So, dude, the day that you posted about him getting out of the crib, and I was like, aren't you two like professionally supposed to keep people behind bars? And you can't keep your 2-year-old behind his?
Yep.
That was, you know, it's funny because like I make comments here and there.
Yeah,
I was fucking proud of that one.
Yeah,
like, because I wrote it down, I was like, burn that.
I started laughing because she's like, did you see what Eric just wrote on Facebook? And I was like, no. I was like, touche.
I couldn't pass up, man.
No, that was.
Couldn't. I was proud
she
of that
definitely opened the door to that one.
Yeah.
Because I was in the kitchen or something. All I hear is poof, and he just started crying, and I hear him getting louder while I'm walking down and he just opens his door, and I'm like,
why are you not?
How would you teleport or something? I was just like, how'd you? And then like there's a little stuffed lion that he sleeps with. And I'm thinking he stepped on that and
tripped or something, or climbed
okay. Stepped on it and somehow climbed over.
You guys need a webcam in there or something. Just
we do have one.
Do you have one?
It doesn't record. It just live video footage.
Oh,
yeah. So I wish it could record because I would have definitely played that and see how he did that. But
would you post it to Facebook then?
Probably. Don't get salty.
It is pretty funny because she can't see it anymore.
And I've tried everything.
Me too. I've sent it to her every time it comes up. She just can't see
like
it.
we spent like what, an hour, 2 hours trying to. She's like, try this, try that, this, that. I'm like, I'm trying. It's just
dude, your commentary is what makes it so funny because you're like, you can hear you giggling and then just boom, boom. Just so everybody knows what we're talking about. When he worked at the 7-Eleven around the corner way back in the day. Bernadette went to go in there at nighttime when she opened the door. I don't remember how she got hit in the head with the door.
She was coming in and someone was leaving, and she grabbed the door and walked into it.
No, I flung the door open too hard and it rebounded and hit me on the way in.
You very clearly get knocked in the head with the door. Oh yeah,
you definitely move over. The door almost took you out.
But the fact that you went into the office and recorded the security footage of it to post it was amazing.
It was so good. To this day.
That's so good. We were looking she was trying to find the picture of you wearing the sandwich board from when we were doing the show promotion.
Yeah.
To this day, one of my favorite ways we've ever sold tickets for anything.
Yes.
That was a while. That was when Pokemon first came out.
Oh yeah. That's what, 6, 7 years ago.
That's a long time ago. I know that because I
was still working at. I think I just started corrections.
I don't know, but I know that when we went, it was because go to Crane's Roost now, and it's a busy place. There'd be a couple hundred people there, but it's so big that a couple hundred people there. You're not crammed
really
in.
you're
during
not crammed.
Pokemon. It was like walking through an amusement park peak time. It was crazy.
Kidding. Like you were literally trying to dive through people.
Having you with a sandwich board on, with Taylor had just hand drawn the production logo, the Bad Beard logo on it, and the back just said "Ask me about my tickets." It was great, and also your voice because. People would be, heads down or whatever, and you just hear tickets murmur because somebody would be talking to their friend about it, and you would just what? You'd see people just
hold everything.
You'd see people stop and stand up straight, but it was. It was good. It was like, yep, we'll give you guys a ticket. Cool. Well, there's 5 of you. Y'all want to buy some more?
Hold on, I gotta catch this Pokemon real quick. All right, which one of y'all said tickets?
Yeah, who's Pokemon stronger to buy? Plus, that was a fun time regardless. But having you walking around in the sandwich board, and especially, you're a billboard of a man anyway. All of us are big.
Yeah,
it's one thing,
and people were walking all around us.
Well,
because it was me, you, Taylor. There's me, you, Taylor, and somebody else.
There was a bunch of us. It was either me, you, Taylor. I don't.
Abner.
A few of us had gone.
There was
there was a
squad for sure. And they were walking
because I know we met Kim and Nubby out there.
Yeah,
because remember they went and bought they went and invested in batteries for the phone.
Oh yeah, they got battery packs and everything. Yeah, they were.
The one thing that was wild about it is there's so many people out there and nobody had their phone on silent, so everybody's playing the Pokemon soundtrack. It's like all you hear is Pokemon. And it's just the whatever music is in the background. No,
yeah, we were definitely a group. And they definitely went around us.
Yeah. Well, when Natasha was here, I was talking about about like I have to say I was like it was wonderful being out there because I watched Pokemon like erase racism a little bit. Because remember the one day we were out there and those kids like there was like the group of rednecks and then the group of like hood rats and like one of the rednecks said Squirtle and the hood rats were like, "Yo, where's the Squirtle at?" And all of them just grouped up and walked off over a hill to go find
here, bro.
Yeah, to go find an imaginary creature. I was like, "This is amazing." Pokemon's breaching cultural barriers.
Yeah,
it was fantastic, man.
You saw a lot of different people out there that you wouldn't expect them to be out there.
Old people, you know what I mean? Like, because like,
but they got a lot of people out though.
That was the best thing about it.
They got a lot of people. Like we would go like as soon as I got off work, we'd go to Crane Lures almost like 3 times a week,
if not twice a day. We would
if not twice a day.
Yeah, we would go come home,
especially if we were like off.
And there was so much. There's like, it's the best place to go for Pokestop or downtown Sanford. Because remember, we did the event down there where we had like the Pokemon meetup when the mayor came out with us and shit.
Yeah, we did.
The picture of that is so funny because all the rest of us had met, the mayor. We'd all met him. We'd worked with him before, but Mitch had never met him. And Mitch in that picture is beaming because he's sitting next to the mayor. And he's, Mitch is this tatted up Krav Maga fighter. Where they're like.
He's ear to ear, just cheesing.
So like shocked. It's like nah, man, Clint's all right. He's pretty cool. It was an interesting thing. It's like talking about like being friends with John. It's it's a weird thing once you get to know people that normally are like I don't want to say above you, but you know what I mean. Like because like being friends with John to me is interesting because financially speaking, John and I shouldn't be associating.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you would never know that from talking to John. Like, like he's just my friend. Like so it's a cool. I mean, like my dad has a friend like that too. And the same thing. Like with Nadim, you would never know that Nadim is as successful as he is. You know what I mean? The guy's always covered in fucking paint. He got oil under his. Because he works on cars all day. You know what I mean? And he dude, he showed up at my dad's house at Bike Week one year wearing clown shoes. Literal Bigfoot riding a motorcycle with clown shoes. Like he's a really eccentric weirdo, But I love him, you know what I mean? But he's one of those guys you'd never know.
You just never know because he doesn't. That's not his style.
No, I mean, they're none of them like are bragging about it, but they don't John's a t-shirt and button-up guy, and like he drives a Land Rover, but it's like a '92 Land Rover. He's still got the same white Land Rover. He's had forever. I was like, why? He goes, because it still runs. Like that works. You gotta appreciate that.
Yeah. Why spend the money if you don't have to?
Yeah. Do you with you guys being how much? Okay, hold on. Let me think how to word this. When it comes to like your guys' financial compensation, as opposed to the risk that you take every day at work, do you feel like it's worth it, or do you think you guys should get paid more? And like as far as when you get promoted, when you got promoted, was it a good bump or was it like a bump?
It was like a bump.
Not okay, but not like a whoa. It was like
this was definitely worth a promotion now.
Okay, but it was like thanks, not like a thanks.
Yeah,
okay. Because cops cops are underpaid and underthanked.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fucked up cops that give it a bad name, so that's why people hate on them. But there's so many good cops, and they do such a hard job. And you guys, because like cops are dealing with people you don't know what's going on. They could be just regular people. They could be crazy. The people you deal with are fucking for real crazy. They've been convicted, and you deal like where you work. You work on a life camp. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And do you still work in the security housing unit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm the sergeant.
So you're the sergeant in the jail Mm-hmm. So you work with the worst of the worst of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like you should be paid more, man. I'm sure you do too, but
like we get paid good. I'm not lying. Like we're not like.
Well, I know you're not hurting. But
but when you think, you're high risk. In there could get stabbed any time and everything. It's like, but like we're starting to get more recognition. They're starting to try to level it out where it's even across the board for like all law enforcement and keeping the raises up. Trying to every year to raise the raises.
Yeah.
So it could be better.
Are you guys part of a union?
Yeah.
Okay, because like I know Terrell's a union,
but
he's union. There's not a lot of unions in Florida.
No.
But because Terrell's a government employee with the fire department,
right.
He's in one. Same thing, my buddy Martin, because he works for the post office.
Yeah,
the only people I know that are in unions work in a government funded somewhere facility. And You work at a state
Yeah.
penitentiary, so you're paid by the state. You're not paid by the government, though. Like you're not paid by the federal government.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
no.
okay. Because county jail, they're all. I mean, obviously they're it's different governmental things, but they're still government employees. They work for the county jail, right? Because weren't you looking at county before the prison,
Yeah.
Okay. What's the craziest thing you have seen working in the housing unit? And that can go a lot of different ways.
I've seen an adult man eating his own feces.
Like a heap and helping? Or like a small bite? Are we talking like a dinner plate or a snack?
So I was doing.
And how did you see it?
Okay,
I need details.
So I was doing a check, right? I was doing a security check, and he was actually SHOS inmate, he was on suicidal watch. So which deemed him he had mental health issues going on. Well, I did the one check because I was working the medical unit that day. So you got to check on the infirmary inmates, which are all the older individuals that are probably not going to make it, whatever, because they can't make it on the compound, so they got to stay in the infirmary. And then we had 2 SHOL cells, and he was in one of them. And he was just walking around talking to himself. I was like, cool. Everyone go back around next, a couple minutes to do my check. He has covered himself in his own shit.
I like how the first time you said feces, now it's straight up shit.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
You went from HR to Doug.
Yeah. and I'm talking to him, and I'm like, hey, man, why?
You're having this conversation through a door.
Yeah, through a door with plexiglass.
Okay.
So I'm like,
because I feel like that's a weird conversation to just be having.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? What's up with your...
How'd you do that?
Yeah. So he's like, oh, they just told me. I'm like, who told you? He's like, the voices in. I was like, all right. And then he goes and licks. He's covered, and he goes and licks his entire arm.
Yeah.
And I was like, good talking with you.
Solid work.
And
so, what do you do at that point? Because
nothing.
You don't hose him down.
There's a built-in shower in there. He's got a toilet and he's got his own shower, so he could shower off whenever he felt like it. Sometimes we do control the water if they start going a little crazy,
trying to flood
So if it were to become like that, like if it's time to feed him, like give him his tray, you're like, hey man, you need to. It's either A, you clean it yourself, get some toilet paper and some water, start in some soap or whatever, start cleaning it off, or we'd make him take a shower first, so he'd get it off himself, put him in hand restraints, and remove him from the cell and have orderlies go clean it.
Boy, those orderlies must be pissed off.
Yeah, so when yeah, so when I worked in the secured housing unit as the officer, when I started working there, we had a orderly. He's been back there with my sergeant at the time. They've been back there like 8 years or something. And the stuff I've seen grown men do to themselves and have another grown man come and clean it after you is just like, what do y'all got going on in life? Like
nothing. They were locked up.
Like that's some stuff you would see.
Why? How's that even a question? You know what they got going on.
I know, but
you're in charge of it.
But it's just like you would, in your right mind, would never do that.
No.
Like ever.
No.
Even, and you did time.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm gonna smear poop all over this.
No.
So it's just like. And to see a grown man actually eat his own shit was
no.
And so it definitely opened
a pathway to hell.
Cause then like where I had this one dude, he ended up cutting himself. He was on SHOS, and he cut himself really good, but it was probably about an inch on his wrist, right? because we had to do 50-minute chucks on those guys to make sure, they had a check sheet, making sure we fill it out and everything. So I go there. He's like, because, all inmates call every officer Sarge. So he's like, hey, Sarge, I think I fucked up. And I was like, what's going on, man? And he's like, I cut myself. And I was like, all right, well, I popped the flap down because I couldn't see in. And I stepped to the side, and he's holding on to his wrist. And he's like, I planned to cut, but I didn't plan to go this far. And I was like, all right, well, move your hand real quick so I can see, so I can call medical and get a nurse down here. So he moves his hand, and it just starts squirting, like, just squirt. And he puts and that's when I see the pool around him. And I was like, oh,
we should call somebody.
And I was like, okay, keep pressure on your wrist. I close the flap. I radio for medical. I radio for my sergeant. I radio for the captain because that's what you're supposed to do. And so I told him what was going on. Got gloves. My sergeant became, cell front present. We popped the flap. We handcuffed him. And,
how do you handcuff him without opening?
So the way he was,
you were able to cuff together?
Well, yeah. So he was able to stick both his hands out, and since it was down here a little further, I was able to get get him secured. And then I told him to sit down back against the wall, which he did. And as soon as I opened that door, man, you just smelled
copper.
You just smelled that copper.
Oh.
And it was thick. And I don't know if you have ever slipped in blood, but it's like oil. It is slick. So he's white and he's freaking out because he's like, I've never done this before. We're like, all right, man, calm down. My sergeant had brought like a stack of paper towels, and I told him to move his hand. And
a stack of paper towels.
That's all we had.
Sounds like Trump in Puerto Rico. Good luck, buddy.
So that's all we had. So, we put pressure. I was like, put this on your wrist, put pressure on it. Medical, nursing staff came in, put, wrapped gauze around it. They ended up sending him out because he had to get stitches and everything. Yeah. I can't remember how many, but he had
How did he cut himself? Like, what did he have that he cut himself on?
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Did he actually have something, or did you find something jagged in the cell? Because
we looked after we cleaned up everything. We couldn't find anything. So we ended up, I think I ended up asking him, I think he said it was a staple that he had tucked in his mouth before he came to the unit. Or something along that lines. He had something hidden because they get checked before they go in those cells.
Yeah.
So he hid it really well. But see, he did it for the next 3 days after that. He kept pulling out his stitches and bleeding everywhere. So after a while, I think they ended up gluing it instead of putting stitches in.
Oh, okay.
And then I had another inmate. Well, you asked, you opened the door. I've seen a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is, when you get done telling this story, I'm going to tell you which one I think is worse.
All right. We had a dude.
This is the worst game of this is the worst game of shell game ever.
we had this one dude who would get in trouble and start acting out. Do you remember what a DR is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so he would get a DR and he'd be the ones that start crying and, window warrior, crying and everything.
Window warrior?
Yeah. Like a hoorah behind the door.
Oh, get all tough and shit. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, he would play the, like, I'm crazy, blah, blah, blah. Well, he would start shoving things in his,
his wiener?
Yeah.
You know what? I remember you telling me about that guy. Right now, I can tell you, I think that's the worst.
So, well, it was his ball sack. He ended up shoving staples in his ball sack. Like, he would straighten them and shove them in his ball sack. So, he had went and got surgery done because, they had to go send him out for surgery because they had to extract that out of his ball sack. And so.
How many staples had he put in there?
A few. It was either that, he batteries, a battery. Listen, they're very.
But how do you get a battery in your ball sack?
You cut it open. So he had like staples or a paper clip. You know, he likes shoving things in there for some reason to get out because he think it would help him not get the paperwork that he was receiving. So I went and did the hospital duty on him with another officer I'm really good with, and he had just got the surgery done prior to us going and switching shifts. And so the doctor had to change the gauze out that was in his ball sack. And so he's like, all right, we got to change your gauze out. So he had to lift his gown up. And he, you know, the rails on the bed, he grabs the rails and he's white knuckling them. And the doctor looks like a magician pulling strings of gauze out of this dude's ball sack. And it's like a good stretch and then back down and another good stretch. I was just like, and he's all like, you know, like, and I was like, yeah. So I was like,
this is not what you told me before, Doug. I was wrong.
So I was like, so after said and done, you know, he was sweating.
Yeah.
And so I was like, he's like, I'm never, ever doing that again. I was like, that's probably a good thing. Fast forward like a couple years later, he started doing it all over again. But
did you not remind him?
No, he knew. But he was literally like, there was something not all the way there. Because that was him. That was his MO once he started getting in trouble.
How old was he?
He was like 20, like in mid-20s.
Oh man, because I know that's weird because I know something with dementia patients that older men will start trying to put.
Oh
stuff
no,
in their
he was young. He was like mid-20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the worst. Then it's the licking shit. Then it's the cut yourself.
Yeah,
and the cut yourself is pretty bad because that's rough to see. But
yeah, and
if I had to pick one of the three things to go through myself, I would much rather have cut myself than have to eat my own shit or have somebody do the magician's trick of gauze out of my ball sack.
Yeah,
what a weird analogy.
And I was
man.
still only like, you know, a couple years in, all that going on. So
when you started, you didn't start in the security housing.
No,
right?
you don't start in the security housing. You start in when you first start as a brand new before the academy, you don't touch secure housing at all. So I didn't even go into secure housing for like 2 months, or actually, 2 months before I started the academy. As soon as I got out of the academy, it was straight to secure housing. Because they're like, the captain at the time, he's from downtown DeLand and super Southern. And he was like, because it was me, this dude. So I was one of the biggest dudes in my academy for our institution. Where this dude, he was a black dude, country as fuck.
That's the guy you used to go fishing with, right?
Yeah. You know, he was huge. And then this dude that was 6'9". So we all three walk in the first day on the compound, brand spanking new out of the academy. When we're going in to get checked in, and the captain's right there, you know, they stand there. Bro, he looked like a kid at Christmas.
No, I got me some bacon.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna have some fun today. He sent the black dude to one of the T buildings, the open bay T building, and he sent me and the guy 6'9" to the secure housing, which was confinement. And so didn't really see a lot of stuff happen. Like the sergeants I had at the time didn't really like sit down and teach me a whole lot until I moved to the smaller secure housing unit. And that's when I started seeing a lot. And it like, you see a lot of stuff like that, like grown men scarring their bodies up. Like I've seen dudes, young dudes with like hundreds and hundreds of cuts on their arm, just scar tissue.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like you know, brand spanking them, and it's like, hey man, why do you do this? It's not hurting anyone else but you. It's literally not causing us any harm but you're still going to do it anyways because whatever's you got going on is why you're in here. In confinement or because they don't start doing that until they get to confinement.
Well, dude, being in a cell by yourself all day will drive you fucking crazy. Like,
well, most of them would be in a cell with another, another.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was like solitary. When you said confinement, I pictured solitary.
No, they're 2-man cells.
Okay, I pictured solitary because I mean that's like think about it. The worst thing that we can do to people is a punishment.
Is
aside from killing you,
yes, put them by themselves.
Put you by yourself. You know, that's that. I was picturing that. Like,
No. Well, some of them do get put by themselves and everything, but that's
because I had a single cell for a while, but I was in a single cell in an open room. Well, not an open door, but you know what I mean. Like, so it was like
2 bunks and
everybody else is in 2 bunks. I was by myself. The door was still popped. But when you get in confinement, they would just keep the door closed, but you'd stay in that one room. You can still, you know, you still like I played chess with people through the door. You know,
you're like. Knight to E3, and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
I did get in trouble one time. I mean, I donkey kicked the door for I don't know, like 4 hours.
The last time you donkey kicked the door, didn't?
Yeah. And it wasn't because of the guards. I don't know why I had lost my shit. I couldn't even tell you what I was going through, but I just started donkey kicking the door, and it was in the middle of the night. And the minute that door popped in the morning, I got my ass beat by like 4 people for keeping them up all night long. Like the guards didn't have a chance to get in the service breakfast yet. This is in the county. I wasn't even in prison. I was in county. Like, oh shit. Well, lesson learned there.
Fucked up.
Yeah, lesson learned there. And then, you know, it's not like the worst ass whooping ever, but it was an ass beating. You know what I mean? It was an ass beating. We were playing. You know, we used to make, because I worked in the kitchen, so we make like rat tails and shit. You know, playing around because you know you do get to make friends. You got nothing else to fucking do, so you make friends with the people you're working with and whatnot. And dude, I popped the wrong dude one time, and we went from playing around to everybody else. We were all playing, and this one guy did not want to be popped, and boy, I popped him. Like, you know, I thought it was funny, and he did not. He went from just walking by to. I mean, trying to get broomsticks, it was bad. It was real. Like, if I didn't stay on him, it was going to be real. Because I had to make sure that he had no space. Yeah. Then I felt, and it was instantly like, oh no, I have fucked up. You know, because I did not want to be on this guy. But once I had popped him, I had no choice.
Pause frame, and this is where I knew I fucked up.
Oh, bro, because he was a grown man. And I was like a 19-year-old kid.
Oh yeah, he was gonna beat
me bad, and like the look in his face was like, I don't care how much time I get for this. You know, and again,
all you saw was death.
And you're in county, so you're in there with people who haven't been sentenced yet, like people that are fighting all kinds of crazy shit. You know, so this guy was like, oh, my bad.
Like, come here, son, get this ass whooping,
dude. My only saving grace was wrestling. Yeah, you know, I hadn't trained any other martial arts at the time. Right. My dad sent me a jiu-jitsu book so I could learn some shit, but by myself, like, you could do this. Like, that's how I first started learning any jiu-jitsu. And then I got out, I was like, I got to do that. You know what I mean? Because it was pretty fun to learn. You know, and that was when I was in county. So I went back and forth a couple of times. But I wrestled, so I just grabbed that guy and was like, no. We're not doing it.
I'm sorry.
We are not doing this. Because he was trying, I mean, when I say grabbing for a broomstick, the first thing he did was try to reach over, grab, because they were like sweeping the floor. So the first thing he did was try to grab a broomstick. And if the farther you are away from somebody with the stick, the worse it is. You just need to be right up on them at that point, you know? And I was not going to let, he's trying to bite me, all kinds of shit. I was like, no. Like, whoa. Like, well, I was just playing. I kept saying, I'm just playing.
I'm sorry.
Dude. And it was, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So it was like after dinner was served. It was just, you know, we're all playing around on top. He was just trying to walk by. Boy, I was one of those like, my bad. I won't involve people that don't need to be involved anymore.
Yeah.
But I got sent to work camp because it was my first time being convicted. You know, I had less than 5 years. It wasn't a flight risk. You know what I mean? I hadn't done any like horrible crimes. You know, it wasn't. So my experience in prison was, you know, fist fights. You know, but more like, you know, bitch, let's go behind a handball court and you just tune somebody up and go on about your way. You know, I didn't have to deal. When I went to, because where I was at for the work camp was the one that's in Tomoka and Daytona. So they sent me, you have to do your first, like before you transition to the work camp, you're on this like life camp, you know what I mean? Or work release, I mean. So they send you there. So this is like, I had already done my time up north because I was in Marianna, Florida. So I'd done my time there.
Yeah.
And for work release, they sent me back here so I was closer to home.
Right,
I worked at Daytona by the Speedway, and I had to ride a bicycle down all the way down 92 to be there in the morning. And I worked at Roadhouse, not Texas Roadhouse, but it was the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
But it was kind of the same thing, peanuts on the floor. And my job was to be there at 5 a.m. and wash the floors and then do the dishwashing and make like when they taught me how to make the bread, I was so happy because I got a promotion. But going from that, when I was in Tomoka for the first, I don't know, like week that you're there doing like your transition time or whatever, it's out on the ball, out on the softball court, and we were up on the bleachers, and somebody underneath me got stabbed, and I could hear it, but it was real muffled because he's getting stabbed by a couple of people. And I looked down and I looked at my buddy and I was like, "We got to go inside right now." He's like, "What?" I was like, "We got to go in right now." Like I didn't want nothing to do, and I felt bad because being out in the wild. I mean, I intervene. You know what I mean? I just do. I can't help it. Like sometimes to my own detriment, but I get involved. I can't let people get fucked up. I just can't. I was like, we got to go because it's one dude. There's 4 people on him, and another 8 or 9 that are with those people, and we don't have I'm not here for that. I'm not doing life. Like I did not come back out of that room, or the dorm that we're in. I did not come back out of that dorm until they sent me over to the work camp. Like, I'm not doing this. Like I'm not. I got to go home. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have that much time. I don't want to deal with that shit. So the fact that you're in there with the people that, are on the other end of that is, it's crazy to me. But when you got hired as a correctional officer, I told you then, I was like, I think it's a fucking perfect job for you. Because you're a giant. You are not afraid to fuck somebody up. But at the same time, you're one of the nicest, most respectful people that there is. And you have patience. So you being able to talk to people, and you are friends with crazy people, so you're able to talk to those people and not be disrespectful, not be abusive of power. That's why I was like, I think you're gonna do all right in there, Doug. You know what I mean? Because it's like they're not gonna fear you. You know what I mean? They're just not. No. Some of them will, but as a whole, they're not gonna fear you. But if they respect you, you got no problems.
Definitely. So when I started in the secure housing unit, we take them out to rec if they're eligible. Yeah. And after, been there for a couple months to the year, before I switched out, because you got a couple guys out there hanging out, whatever, and they're talking about, this officer's a piece of shit, this officer's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, you know what? Officer McGuire, you're really cool, man. You come here, you don't fuck with us, you don't do anything. You come here, you do your job, what you're supposed to do, and then you leave.
Yeah.
He's like, that's respectable.
They respect that.
And so I never, some people would have troubles with certain inmates, and I'd come up like, hey man, what's going on? And he's just like,
this motherfucker fucking with
me.
Yeah,
he's like, he's trying to do this. And I was like, well, and I'd be like, you got to back up your officer. He's like, well, technically he's right. He's like, what's the way he's asking? And, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, man, well, this. And he's like, all right, he'll calm down afterwards. It's like, you build that rapport. Like I got a buddy that I work with. We've been really cool. He's from New York, and stories he's told me. Like I know he's crazy. He can match their crazy.
Oh, so he did he do corrections up there, or did he come down here and get into corrections?
He came down here, but he kind of had like your bringing up like crazy, like your stories, and his stories almost match. But he like his just being from New York.
Yeah.
And so, getting in trouble and they crazy kids, whatever. But
there is a cutoff point to where you either go one way or the other. Right. You know what I mean? And I just happen to go that way.
Yeah. So he never got in like trouble like that because he wouldn't be able to work there.
Yeah. Well, it's, most people that work in the, like if you guys do, different, they have like different psychological tests and stuff.
Yeah.
Cops are almost identical to criminals when it comes to their mindset of how, and not like in a negative way, but like the wavelength of how they think. They have just used it in the sense of now they're going to catch the criminals as opposed to be the criminals.
So when he's got a really good rapport with the inmate population because they know he's crazy. Like he'll talk to him, he'll be like, he'll just he'll pull him to the side and be like, hey man, tell him off real quick, and then never have a problem with that inmate either for the rest of the day or the whole week or whatever. But it's like if I'm having a problem with him and he can see it He's like, I got it. And he can talk to the dude. And the inmate's like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, we have a sergeant there. He's got like 10, 15 years in. We call him the inmate whisperer because he can talk down any inmate. Inmates going batshit crazy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, man. And that's all it is. Hey, man. And he's, Sarge, man, I don't even know what they're going like. And they just start exploding with.
Although a lot of times it's just frustrations of a bunch of stuff that he might not even have anything to do with y'all. And it just, you're the authority figure. You know what I mean? Like,
it's less, and it happens to all of us. And it's a lot of with rank too. Like if you're just an officer, you're really nobody.
Yeah.
Like a new officer, you're nobody. But after you do some time, they're like, all right, because like when I ran the one secure housing unit, the open population one, I ran, like there was 3 of us. Like you had the sergeant and then the desk officer, but I ran the floor. And like no one, like they would tell you the same thing. Like I ran that whole dorm as an officer, and the inmates respected all 3 of us. But I ran that dorm like I was a sergeant. Like, and I didn't like trying to be like big headed and everything. Like my sergeant would have to leave on something, like he has got to do something for the captain or something, and he's like, hey, I'll be right back. And like, hey, do this, and like he doesn't have to worry about. He knows what we know, what needs to get done.
Yeah.
And so like he'd be gone for like 2-3 hours and never have to worry about what's going on because everything is
hunky-dory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like we had the same schedule. We had the same days off. So, we knew what needed to get done what day and everything. So it was like we were a well-oiled machine. And if anything were to happen, and I couldn't take care of, I could radio him in and he'd, like
call on the whisperer.
Yeah. So definitely a respect thing, because if they don't respect you, they don't see you.
No, at that point you're just a babysitter and they don't care.
So when I took over the other secure housing that was confinement and we converted it to an open bay, I started with just 2 wings of inmate, which was like 40 people, 40 inmates, until it was 220. And they knew how I wanted, how they were supposed to act, when they're supposed to move, when they're not supposed to move, like this, that, and the other. If we ever got new, on bus days, we got new inmates, they would go and they'd be like, hey man, this is how this sergeant runs this unit, and they learn quick.
That's good. And again, like if they don't, I wasn't in life shit.
Yeah.
So it's a little different when that's, like because some of those guys they don't got nothing else to lose.
No.
I had shit to lose.
Yeah.
But every officer that was respectful where I was at, they are revered in the population.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It'd be one of those like between the inmates, they would talk about oh man, this guy, like you're saying, this guy sucks, but that guy is cool. And then you could feel like one of the reasons that I didn't go back to prison was one of the officers that I had. He would on Fridays, because I was in a work camp, so we would go out and mow grass around we would mow the graveyard grass and shit, stuff like that. I didn't work on a road crew. I did outside grounds for a while, and then I went to work at the agricultural center. And on Fridays, out of his own money, we would go through KFC drive-through, and he'd get a bucket, and he would get all of his sides. Right. 5 guys on the crew plus him, but he'd feed us out of his own pocket as long as we weren't fucking up. And by fucking up, not because we didn't fight or nothing. It wasn't it wasn't like that. But he just be on time. You know what I mean? It wasn't because you go work through work call, you got to be in line on time, ready, pass your inspection, shave, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So as long as we had no issues for the week, he would take us through and buy us food. And he was cool, but you at the same time, nobody ever fucked with him. Because it's he's cool. Why give him a hard time? And there was a very distinct time where I was there, and I don't remember the other inmate's name that I was on the crew with. It was an older redheaded dude.
Yeah.
All of his teeth were busted out, bald-headed dude. He'd been in and out of jail his whole life. You could just tell. And when you my inmate number was 0V13447. I never got the A. never got a B. You know what I mean? And this dude had like a fucking J. Oh my God damn, bro. Because, like when he first started going to jail, you were doing like 20% of your time, because he was an older guy. And I was eating, we're sitting down eating the bag lunch they send you out with. And I was just kind of spaced out, but I was staring at him, not realizing that I was like staring at him. And Officer Mertz come up and put his hand on my shoulder, right? And I turned around and looked at him. He's like, you looking into your future, boy? And I was like, huh? He goes, I mean, you here. You keep fucking up. That's going to be you. And he just walked away. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's right. You know what I mean? Like, it was just one of those poignant moments.
Wisdom moments.
And I talked to him a couple of times about shit that I had going on. Like, because I was, like with my daughter, just all kinds of shit. I talked to the guy, and it was not a friend. You know what I mean? But he was, he treated everybody with respect. Like, it felt like I worked for him, not that he was like my, like a keeper. You know what I'm saying? And there was a bunch of cool officers that I had met throughout. There was a bunch of dickheads too, and those they stand out. They stand out just as much. Like, like bro, just because you didn't get laid last night doesn't mean you have to come in here and be an asshole. Like, we're here all day, and you're only here for you're here for 12 hours. You work night shift.
Yeah.
Like, you're just here monitoring shit. Fucking go home.
Go home, crank one out.
But that's the, those guys are the guys that, like, oh God, they're here today. You know what I mean? So, but it's the guys that are, and not even nice. You know what I mean? Just, if you treat me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. I got no problem messing with you, So, the guy made a huge difference in my life. And I don't know if you've had, you don't got people that are getting out, really. I mean, I'm sure you have guys that have really. How many guys have you watched get out?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know how many. I don't know how often you guys turn them out like that.
There's been a lot of ones getting out.
Have you guys run out their EOS in confinement? Oh, that's the worst.
It's been few and far between, but there are some guys that do.
Those guys are definitely coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's sad to say, but those, like,
some of
like,
the
you've
guys
gone to jail in jail and you get released back into the population.
Some of the guys I did see EOS for confinement, like, they know, just not being in confinement, but like, they're like, this is my last bid. I can't, they're older.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't do this no more. It's getting bad, blah, 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 blah. I didn't see my kids grow up. I want to see my grandkids grow up. Like, they're seeing that light and everything. So there's a lot of inmates with life that are getting overturned. They're going to court. They're fighting to get out. We had one of my orderlies. He's a young dude, but he had life. I want to say he was he's in his 30s now. He had life. He went out to court. They overturned it. He's got 5 more years left.
But I'm assuming it's for like murder or something.
Yeah, he shot somebody or something.
Yeah, because you don't get life for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes there's different stories, and like there's people that get life that end up getting exonerated because like new evidence comes up or whatever, and that's why I believe in the death penalty, but I also believe in letting people fight. You know what I mean? Like you've been convicted. That's why the appeals process is an important thing, because like sometimes it takes time, and you don't have enough time. If you've gone through like speedy trial, you get a you get a shit lawyer or whatever. So I'm for that. And like, we live in a capital punishment. So we just killed somebody out there a couple days ago. We live in a capital punishment state. Now there's some shit that if you're convicted of, unless you got solid proof of, you should never see day again. And keeping people, having to pay a public dollar to keep people. I mean, hell, there are people in jail get better health care and better dental care than people outside. I've known people that have gone to jail just to get their teeth fixed.
Yeah, $5.
Yeah. And I have extensive dental work done. Not a little bit.
I asked one of the nurses, I was like, how much do we spend on medications for the inmate population? He's like, billions.
That's a lot. It's a lot. And
because you got to think all of them that get the cancer
get the cancer.
Yeah, the cancer.
I don't even laugh at that, but it's just a funny way to say it.
the cancers, or HIV and all that. That's,
dude, HIV medication's crazy. The one friend that I have that's got it, like if he didn't have the VA covering it for him, because he Magic Johnson did. It's one of those like he's like negative T cell count, the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? But if it wasn't, he caught it early, which is good, and it's been a long time. It's been probably almost 20 years, at least 15, that he's been on his medication and stuff. But so it's
pricey.
But he said it was like $6,000 a month or some crazy shit. I was like, oh my God, that's wild.
Yep.
I was just looking up the other day, like this had nothing to do with that, but I was looking up the price of like the manufacturing price of like insulin to how much they sell it for, or like EpiPens. The EpiPen is wild to me. Cost them like $3 to make a 2-pack of an EpiPen, and it's somewhere between $550 and $700 for one. And they put an expiration date on it that's 2 years before it actually expires. That's
something that could save someone's life.
Yeah, and it all started because I watched a TikTok doctor or whatever, and he was an anesthesiologist, and he's like, this is a vial of epinephrine. This vial of epinephrine on my cart costs about $6. This vial of epinephrine would fill 3 different EpiPens, and he's like breaking it down. So I started Googling it. I was like, oh man, that's brutal.
Yeah,
that's brutal, man. Yeah, that's like, and you're autoimmune depressed, so you're not, it's not something that you contracted. You're just born in a lemon. Are you on medications? You probably should be. No, you doing all right? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Nothing hurts yet?
No.
Oh, you lucky.
Well, everything hurts, but
dude, when I first started trying to lose weight and we went to Planet Fitness together, we're because I remember being on the treadmill and I was having a hard time barely walking. And you were almost as fat as me, and your ass is jogging fast, like not a slow jog either. You were for a while, like you ran like 2 or 3 miles on the time I walked
30 minutes. Yeah,
that was impressive. It's like you're one of those guys. You should have been in an NFL center. You know what I mean? Like you just
built for it.
You just stop people. You can't. You just built that way. Like one of those freakish athletes. The guys that weigh like 400 pounds and they got like a 38-inch vertical and they run like a 4.240. Like how do you do that? I'm the Duggernaut, bitch.
Yeah.
Do you have any like funny stories that come from prison that don't involve licking shit off your arm? Because I mean that stuff will make you laugh, but it ain't funny. No? None that spring to mind? I'd imagine it's a pretty dim place.
One, but I don't know if he's walking past that one inmate.
Oh, you got gunned down?
Like I don't. You'll be walking around and you just see.
You got gunned down?
No, I didn't.
You did. You just don't want to admit it.
I've never. No, it's like you. You got to think. These guys are in here, and they don't get conjugal visits and everything. So you're gonna catch them jerking off. So I've caught plenty of guys jerking off. Like they'll be like looking at like. Some of them got like just rags, across their face and everything, but they're just beating the meat, man. Just trying to
pass some time.
Trying to pass the time.
Oh god damn! Have you ever had to squat and cough somebody and something came out?
No.
Has it ever happened since you've been there? That's never happened around me. I don't know why we went from dude jacking off to that, but that was my brain went.
I've never had anyone squat and cough anything out. I don't think everyone's had it happen recently since I've been there, but there's been times when like an inmate gets caught with a phone and he quickly shoves up his ass. That's about it. Like, then we gotta wait for him to shit it out.
Shoving a phone up your ass.
Yeah, but you gotta think the phone's like as big as my thumb.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of phone is that?
A thumb phone.
They make thumb. And you still want it closer to your face.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can hear you just fine.
I can hear you just fine.
Got headphones on.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Lounge Chair Legends with... God damn it!
You need to get one of those cut.
Yeah,
Take two.